a meditation. This is a sound foundation. Healing of the nation.
How long have you been together?
How long have we been together? Like what, 3 years or something?
3 years is this lineup.
Yeah, this current lineup. I mean, me and Jesse have been playing together for over 10 years in various forms, and then it's kind of grown. I mean, in the last 3 years, it's just literally from doing shows. We haven't released that much music, so it's, I think our main thing currently is live shows. So we've done, we're just getting out there really, just like do it, you know, every opportunity you can, just like playing and trying to hype the crowd as much as possible. It's a word of mouth thing really.
So are you playing?
Other little hustles on to
So where's like, okay, because like reggae comes from like Jamaica, and we're all here in London. Of course, we all know like UB40 and all that. How it all started with the reggae thing, like, you know. But like, what like sets you apart? How did you start off like playing reggae music, and where did your love for reggae music come from?
I think a lot of us like have joined kind of like the love of reggae maybe at different points in our life. For me, I grew up like listening to a lot of soul music and that kind of stuff, a lot of Motown, that kind of vibe. It was never, although I liked reggae music, I was never really into it.
Yeah. We show them the light.
Exactly. So, you know, fortunate enough, I met Jago, who's our other frontman, and he asked me to come down. We went to university together. He asked me to come down and play with the band.
Showed us a really good video. Which, when we saw it, we'd like.
But yeah, I mean, reggae music. I think like. I don't know, man. Yeah, I think, well, I speak for myself, so I think probably speak for Jesse as well, and maybe Sam, our keyboard player. We all got into it around the same time, and it started off from events really, like going to nights like University of Dub, like Abashanti, Channel One, all of the big sound systems really. That's how I first got the love for it really. Going to those events, it's like feeling the weight of the sound system.
Yeah.
And that was a little like, wow, yeah, what's this about? Yeah, man, it's almost like meditation when you go to those big dances, like, and you've got the sound systems, and then obviously it's quite religious, like for Rastafarians, like I'm not religious, but you can kind of feel that almost, you know, it sounds cheesy with the spirituality in the music, and you know, so you get the rough around the edges, which is what gives it a bit of a feel. Yeah.
So like how do you feel like you transfer from live to record, like? How do you feel against that?
It's a difficult, especially for us. It's a really difficult process. As we were saying earlier, we base ourselves. Oh, it's not that we base ourselves. I think it's naturally happened that we are a band that wants to go out there and hype the crowd as much.
And
you
you even make mistakes like as well, and just keep going.
I think we try not to make mistakes, but Rowan can't help himself, so he does it. But obviously we don't want to get up there and make a fool of ourselves. We try to rehearse and we try to get up there, and we want to give you the best show that we can give you.
But I think it's also just about, it's not even something we've like been contrived about or anything. It's just happened. Like we have some kind of vibe. Like when we get on stage, it's like, you know, just smiling, man. Like just trying to like, you know, like enjoy yourself, man. Because if you don't enjoy it, like you can't expect the crowd to enjoy it, you know. So I think, but that's hard. You can't really like convey a smile on a record. So we need to figure that out a little bit more. I think like. Because it definitely is different, and capturing your live sound on record, that's je ne sais quoi. It's hard to do, man. Like, I think, but you know, we're getting there.
So how do you feel?
I think we're in a bit of a learning process as
well.
Of course,
at
the moment.
Always.
You know, I think we're continually growing and finding a sound. I think this will be, I don't know, maybe our third time that we've tried to introduce new songs into our set, for instance. And for me, we've always kind of like picked it up that little notch, you know what I mean? And so, you know, it's always kind of like moving, always growing, and eventually we will find, you know, the right system where we can translate what we do. And I think maybe that's about putting a little bit more kind of like video footage on the internet and stuff, and getting some sort of online presence as far as videos, because at least if people can actually have something to see what we're about.
It's never, you know, it's not.
Exactly, and then there's also playing to those audiences where it is literally like 2 or 3 people. yeah, as a band, if you can't make those 2 or 3 people have a really good time, then you're not really.
Yeah.
You're going to find it a lot harder to make a really big crowd of people have a really good time.
We pride ourselves on, you know, like, we like to think that we can start a party, you know, like, if it's a gig where, you know, or a night where people are there, people are milling about, it's not really kicking off yet, do you know what I mean? If we go on by that, not maybe straight away, but by the end of our set, 45 minutes late or something, you know, like, it'll feel like, you know, people let their hair down a little bit more, and that's kind of that's our ambition anyway, you know.
And what about this man here from Paris? Oh, please. So, like, there's 10 of you in the band, and like, who writes the songs mainly, or like, is there a process to it, or is it like everyone like kind of like contributes a little bit?
We you know, someone may come with a bass line, or someone may come with some, you know, with a vocal hook or a chorus or something like that. And then we just build from there, and it's an organic process. And what we have to do, there being so many members, is that you have to be prepared that if you bring a song, that there's going to be difference of opinion, and there's going to be people wanting to go in a different direction, and that's where the difficulty can come in. But
that's also, yeah.
what the reason we're doing it is because the reason that we might, you know, take a bit of time on the tune and change it if we have to, is because we want it to be the best it can be. And so you just have to kind of have other people's opinions in mind, unless you know a song and that is the way you want to do it, and you just, you know, and you've got all the parts.
Happen sometimes, you know. Sometimes we'll make a tune, like, you know, like if I make a tune at home, you know, like, and do a rough version of it, or we do it at the studio or something, and then basically it's like a case of like, right, learn the parts, and then once everyone's learnt it, then obviously we can change it a little bit or whatever. And you have to play it to a crowd, and you know, whereas vice versa, you know. So you have to, when you play it out, you kind of, okay, they seem to be feeling that bit, like, blah, blah, you know, you have to kind of like feel your way through it, sort of.
Yeah, absolutely. So it could be like collaborative effort, like, you know, whenever it comes to a song.
Yeah, because I mean, outside.
So you say you have a label, yeah?
Yeah.
So there's like a lot more like mates of yours, like.
No, we won't. It's like Harry part runs.
The label kind of came around between me and Ilu, who's our sound engineer. When we were looking for someone to release Revolution, which was our last release.
Yeah.
As a band, we kind of decided it'd be something which would be good for us to do ourselves, so independently. And then me and Adam had been talking about starting up a label, like, for some time, and just two things kind of came together.
We also already had like a big a collective of artists as well, not just us. A guy called Sleepy Time Ghost, who's a producer, Nancy and Phoebe, 2 singers, and that just happened organically. Like, so we were all just making music together before. So Unit 137 it's a collective of artists, and yeah, we have the sound system, and it's, you know, a recording studio as well, and we run events.
So.
Yeah, we're going on tour starting in mid-March, ending in beginning of April, so check out our website again for that. The tour's to promote Wicked Land, which is the single. Then we've got another single coming out just after the summer, which is Undisclosed. And then we've got an album coming out at a later date.
We're working on the album. It's happening. Yeah, we're not getting the date away yet.
Yeah, but keep an eye on us.
Yeah, follow us on Facebook, all of those kind of things.
Twitter,
you know, all the normal ones.
SoundCloud,
yeah.
YouTube.
Pick the game.
Yeah.
Onlyjoe.co.
UK. Yeah. There you go.
You got it.
Okay, brilliant.
Sounds of meditation. This is a sound foundation.